Hello and welcome back to Game 2 of cLoL League of Legends here in Week 2. We saw St. Clair taking the dub over Heartland Community College in the first game. Keep in mind, this is a best-of-3 series, right?
Yeah.
Both teams are going to be able to make adjustments to the picks, the bans, and we'll see how this draft goes, right?
Yeah, I definitely want to see an adjustment from Heartland. I think the Lux Leona bot lane was not it at all. I don't really have any. I
Really
can't.
was not.
I don't really have any other words for it. It was just
Yeah.
not it. So I definitely want to see them change that up. And I mean, for St. Clair, you don't really have to change anything. I think they
Yeah.
performed really well across all lanes. Fresh looked good on the Viego. Zephyros, a little bit of a shaky start, but got his footing and then eventually was able to just pick up a couple kills and
Yeah.
get rolling. And I think obviously for bot lane, I'm just gonna write the bot lane off because it was just a stomp. And then top lane, I mean, Ricky was playing Jax, so
Yeah.
it's Ricky playing Jax, right?
It is what
So
it is.
I think
Although-
for St. Clair, you don't really want to change anything.
Yeah. Although I'm blanking on his name, Sanit something. My apologies, but yeah, he was holding his own like fairly well
Yeah.
in
Senate,
that
I can't remember his
first
name either.
in those first levels there.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, one thing I want to see from Heartland, I would like to see them change up the bans a little bit, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it looked like they were just banning out meta. And while that's always a good strategy, maybe try to go for the Caitlyn ban, maybe do something like that, right?
It's one of the hardest things in League, though, right? Is like at some point, like you want to ban people's good champions, but at what point do you have to ban meta compared to do you have to ban this
Yeah.
person's champion, right? And it's a question that across all levels of League, you're gonna have to ask: is this person's champion worth banning, or do we have to ban this because it is so strong in the current meta? And I think Harlan's gonna have a tough choice right now.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, we saw the Senna ban come out. I don't think we've ever seen the Senna from St. Clair, but she's just such a strong support
Yeah.
right now. It's like, is it worth that ban? For me, I don't think it's necessarily worth the first ban.
Yeah.
Which
I
was
agree.
where I feel like they went wrong. I feel like they went wrong in those first 3 bans, right? At the end there, they got the Victor out, and I believe they got another jungler out. But yeah, I really think they need to focus on those first 3 bans to really lock down St. Clair into a position where they can't just pick whatever they want.
Yeah, I think realistically you have to ban the Caitlyn. I think that's
Yeah.
just either you either pick or ban the Caitlyn. You have to. I think Ascena has to be a ban in there somewhere as well. And
Yeah.
then the last one, I mean, it's hard to say you have to leave up Ricky's Jax, but I think at the same time, it is that age-old question of is it worth banning his champion because he's so good at it, or is there something else in the meta that's so strong that we have to ban it instead?
Yeah, I definitely would like to see the Jax ban. Force Ricky onto maybe his Aatrox, his Renekton, like what we've been seeing recently. But yeah, I definitely think they got to rethink those bans.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, for me, I definitely think the mid lane was the only good part of Heartland. I think obviously the Syndra getting significantly ahead was 5-0 at one point. Looked
Yeah.
really, really good for them. That was their strong point. So try and make your draft more mid lane centric this time
Mhm.
around. Go for maybe a more engaged heavy jungler that can help. I mean, Amumu was
They
very
had the
engaged.
Amumu, right?
They had the Amumu, which is very engaged heavy, but I feel like it wasn't putting enough pressure on the mid lane
Yeah.
necessarily. There wasn't really a ton of ganks going towards it. He was more just trying to help out bot lane because bot lane was just in such bad shape that he had to go down there. But realistically, this game, hoping they will do a little bit better. We are going to get into the draft here in just a moment, and it's going to be a really good show, I think, in the second game. I think Heartland going to try and fight back and even up this series at 1-1.
Yeah, for sure. Speaking on Heartland's comp one more time, I would like to see, like we talked about, there was so much AP damage and then just tanks, right? There was literally 3 tanks and 2 AP, and it's Syndra and Lux, so you really just have burst damage.
that was one thing too.
There was no consistent damage for the team fight. Meanwhile, you have a Caitlyn, a Silas, Ricky on the Jax, right? Like, it's just too much consistent damage from St. Clair that after they outlasted that initial burst, Heartland was really done in those team fights.
We are going to have the Sennis band coming out first, and
Once
I mean,
again.
it is pretty ban, like it is almost
it-
100%
it's-
ban worthy champion. But again, like you said, I don't think first banning is necessary, but St. Clair going to come up with a Caitlyn ban this time.
Yeah, maybe we'll see Verge product new ADC then. I'd
Be
love
interesting
it.
to see.
Possibly a Jinx, maybe. I mean, I know we see Barlow on that all the time. Jinx, obviously very strong right now.
Yeah.
Would like to see it.
We are going to get the second man here in a minute. And I mean, for St. Clair, I did kind of want to see them pick the Caitlyn in if it was going to be available. But with Heartland having first pick, you don't really want to give it over necessarily because it is one of the strongest picks in that. And Zen's now going to be the second ban. Pretty standard. Like you said, we've seen a lot of them throughout the last couple of weeks. He is very strong in the meta right now. Can do so much. Gives you zoning, gives you engage. Is just such a good all-around jungler and is going to be taken away by St. Clair here.
Yeah, he also shuts down those range champs with his ult, right? He shuts down the Caitlyn, forcing her to get into that range, right? Where she does not like to play, especially now that she's taking lethal tempo, even getting even longer range, just where it is. Karma ban coming out from Heartland.
So we are seeing the same two bans. So the question is, do you ban the Jax or do you go back to your other ban, which was... I can't remember right now actually what their third ban was, but I mean, for me, I want to see the
Corki,
Ricky.
I believe.
Yeah, it was Corki, you're right. So
the Jax is
going to be the Jax ban.
That's the smart play. I mean, we haven't really seen much Corki considering it's been like almost 100% banned in like every game I've watched.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't think Zephyr really plays too much Corki. At least I think. Oh, actually, we did see it once last season. I believe.
It was he actually played a really good Corki. He played it in the semifinals of the NECC.
Heartland
and just absolutely smacked it. They are going to pick the Corki and St. Clair. I mean, the Victor's still open, so that is a pretty good answer into Corki. We've seen a million of these matchups throughout a lot of our time watching Professional League Legends and even in Collegiate League Legends. Victor Corki is very strong, but we are going to see the Akali pick here from St. Clair.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's Sephiroth, but I would love to see a Ricky Akali. I would
that'd
love
be
to see how he plays that, right? Because that's such a different like tempo from the champs that he usually plays. And then the Jinx pick coming out, so we are going to see Verge on the Jinx. Another super meta ADC right now, super strong. Once you get that 1-2 items, just unstoppable.
Yeah, and I'm expecting it most likely an Ezreal or Jhin pick here. Yeah, we are going to get the Jhin pick coming through for Heartland. A pretty good answer into Jinx. Can't abuse her with his long range. And already Heartland picking up some decently long range that they can fight with in these team fights, which I think is going to be very helpful. Because before I feel like there was a lot of committal that you had to make with your hard engaged Leona, with your Amumu. Now you can just kind of sit back, fire those arrows. We are going to see the Nautilus pick here coming through for Heartland.
Yeah, already, like, just based off the first three picks, I'm already loving their comp. So much more, right? So much more well-rounded. You've got consistent damage from the Jhin, who also counts as burst, too. I mean, the 4 shots are always one-shotting people, right? And then the Corki as well. That's super consistent damage with his R. And then the Thresh going to come out from St. Clair.
And I like the fact that they still have this flexibility of either going top or mid with this Akali. It means that Heartland can't just hard ban out a specific place. I'm looking for them to ban the Viego. I think Fresh looked really good on that champion, so I wouldn't be surprised to see that in this second phase. Maybe also banning out. Ooh, we already see the set ban actually from St. Clair, and I think for the set wasn't necessarily amazing, but it was able to just at least mitigate a lot of what Ricky wanted to do in the side lane. He couldn't really shove down that turret himself. It was him just kind of shoving the wave in, walking to river, coming back up, shoving the wave and walking to river. You couldn't really get, because when you're playing the Jax, you want to try and shove down the turret as fast as possible, so you can start going to bot lane, getting those plates, getting stuff across the map. So set pretty good job of that. And a lot of times, I feel like if there wasn't a set in the top lane, he would have gotten dove.
Yeah. Then these last 3 bands coming out here, we see the Syndra ban and the Orianna ban coming out for Heartland. So they are just targeting mid at this point, right? Yeah. 2 very strong champs right now. I mean, we saw the Fed Syndra in the last game. Then the Tryndamere going to come out, last ban from St. Clair, while Fresh follows up with the Lee Sin pick.
I like this. I like this a lot.
I love to see Lee Sin.
It gives you a lot of engaged potential here, and a lot of backline access with the Akali and Lee Sin, so definitely going to help them out here. Trundle is going to be the pickup for Heartland. I mean, again, Trundle is, I feel like, one of those champions where you have to have that tanky person on the other team that you can just pull stats from. But right now, St. Clair doesn't really have that. They don't have that Giga Tank top lane like Heartland is going to get with this Cho'Gath.
Yeah, the Cho'Gath pick going to come through. Not a champ I've seen too much.
There it is.
There it is.
Boom.
Once again. So Ricky going to be picking up the Darius. A lot of bleed damage going to be coming down into this Cho'Gath. Can the passive out heal? Probably not, but we will see in this top lane. Probably going to be... It's either going to be a super boring matchup, or we're going to see a couple solo kills come out.
I really want to see this Lee Sin path towards top lane try and get Ricky ahead on this Darius. We know how good he is on this champion, and I think you are going to want to try and make that early, because the problem is the longer this game goes, yes, your Jinx is going to scale, but so will this Corki, so will the Jhin, and you will just get to a point where they're going to be able to outrange you so heavily in team fights. Like, you basically have to snap engage to make anything happen, or else you're just going to bleed out.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean the sheer engage here, as well as the peel too. Like, how are they gonna get to this Jinx, right?
Yeah.
You've got Ricky, he's got to pull away. The Lee Sin's got the kick, and then Thresh, like the king of peel right there. Like, there's so many ways to protect the Jinx here, to protect Verge on this Jinx. Meanwhile, Heartland doesn't really have much engage other than the Nautilus for it.
Yeah, and you don't really have, like, you have a little bit of peel with the Nautilus and with the Trundle, but again, if you have this Lee Sin and this Kali on your backline, Jhin isn't necessarily the most mobile ADC, and Corki are not the most mobile mid laner, so it's going to be really tough to try and peel them out. But here we are going to get game number 2 starting up. St. Clair up 1-0, trying to finish this in 2 games. Heartland trying to fight back and make it a 1-1 series.
Yeah, once again, we are seeing 4 players from St. Clair move towards the bot side. I mean, I do have another hook ready available. Ricky could start with a pull as well for some even more chain CC. Verge going to come here a little late, but he is going to show up to this. And we are seeing some mastery symbols coming out from FaZe here. All the mastery symbols
We
coming out.
appreciate it. I think
Who's
we knew.
mastery for? Oh, it's Fresh. Okay, fair enough.
I think we know who.
Support.
I think we know who the Mastery 7 is, Ricky.
Yeah.
But not look like they're going to go for a hook. And it's very interesting to see these kinds of plays where they stack a bush and then they move out to lanes, because that's what got them punished in the game. I think it was yesterday, or maybe it was last week, where they stacked S5 and then reset, and then they got caught out as they were going back to their standard positions. Looks like they are going to make a play towards this blue buff.
Yeah, honestly, I'm pretty excited to see Zephyros. I mean, he's taking TP Ignite mid. Against the Corki, I think it's fine if he wants to go for some early kills.
The triple rejuve beads too, so I think he is still going to go. I mean, you don't have to go for the turbo chem tank. You can go standard build with 3 rejuve beads, but it's just, I think the build is just so strong early game, because it doesn't matter how much poke you're going to take in this mid lane. You will just heal it all up eventually. So as much advantage as Corki has with the range, it's not really going to mean too much in the long run.
Yeah, I think it's really going to come down to just, can this Corki keep his CS up and not like spam so much with the poke that he misses the CS, but we'll see it here. Levi, he was good at that last game, so we'll see that. Once again, a ranged into melee matchup here in mid 2.
Trundle's actually invading the Lee Sin here, the bot jungle. We're seeing maybe harassing him away from this. He is level 2. Lee Sin trying to take this blue buff right now. Fresh has to respect this Trundle walking in. Smite's available. We'll see who's going to get this. It might reset here, actually. No, it's on 2 bars. Q goes in.
And Marco is going to find it. Fresh. He's going to chase him down, but FaZe and Verge can't rotate in time. And
ooh, he landed.
Is that the kill? The Ignite is going to be burned off of Zephyros. Oh. And Levi picks up first blood.
That's painful.
Zephyros, way too aggressive there. Tanks 2 shower shots and loses his life for it. I mean, that's what you see. He doesn't have the damage with those rejuve beads, right? He can do as much as he wants with the poke, but...
And that's one thing, too, where TP Ignite comes into play, right? Like, if he has Flash, he can Flash, Q, auto, and that Corki is dead, no problem. But because you have the TP Ignite, you don't have that extra ability to jump early game. And because Levi does have it, he is able to get away. And we are going to get a pause here. Not quite sure what it is. But, I mean, early game, starting off a little bit spicy here. Zephyros... Oh, and we are going to be getting right back into the action. So, small pause, but whatever. We're back in. Anywho,
technical difficulties.
Early game, definitely going now with a solo kill in the favor of Heartland. But, I mean, it was a good try by Zephyros. It is a good aggressive play. But now we're going to have to watch both junglers and see whether they start moving towards that mid lane, because there are no summoners available. And might be another pause. Not quite sure. We'll
pause.
Well, okay, we're back to us. So, I mean, for me, we'll go back to the draft here. Thinking about the long run, right? You have the Corki Jhin. You want to go for that long-range poke. And never mind, there's a gank in top lane.
And Ricky LaFleur, he is going to hit the double Q to just barely make it out. But Marco Pulio, he is staying here. FaZe getting a lot of damage onto the Follow Your Dream here. ABXY moving backwards. He is going to hit the force shot off on Verge. That is going to be a lot of damage traded back, actually. Marco fighting with Fresh once again. I mean, he steals the AD from Fresh, right? He's going to chase him down. Can Fresh move away? The flash is going to come out, but Ricky is here for the support. Cho'Gath going to hit the knock-up on Ricky.
Oh,
Ricky,
got him with the hook.
Pull. Can Fresh live? Fresh is going to pick up the kill with about 100 health left. And that is going to be it. 1-0 for Fresh. Little bit of a hiccup at the starting after losing that blue buff, but I mean, they made up for it.
Yeah, and he lived with safeguard there. Really good play. The fact that he's willing to go in after taking so much damage and get an auto attack by the Trundle and just realize, like, I'm not going to die from one auto, and he already used the Q, so he was going to be okay. Really smart play by them, and I mean, now that early game play by the Corki kind of erased the gold back to even it. And I mean, honestly, I definitely think it was a close call. The Trundle could have definitely had a chance of winning that one, but
yeah,
good collapse there by the side of St. Clair, able to respond.
Yeah, great rotation from Ricky there, but yeah, I did like the idea though. I mean, Polio just using the sheer stat advantage that he gets off of his Q to just chase down Fresh, get really aggressive here. He found that Scuttle Crab too. Possibly could be looking for a double crab here, but Fresh is going to be moving towards the bot side river, and there really isn't the bot prio to go for that.
Yeah, and I mean, Scuttle isn't really worth as much anymore, right? Like, first Scuttle is nerfed 80% of the XP and gold that you get from it, so a lot of times junglers don't even really worry about Scuttle. If it goes, the first one goes, it goes. It's not a big deal, and I like the change that they made because of that. It doesn't mean you have certain junglers flashing in to try and smite it at level 3.
Yeah. You also don't see the mid laners roaming down every single 3 minutes just to find, just to go 100%. Get that Scuttle Crab. I mean, I think it does, like, it kind of feeds into this slow metagame we're seeing, but it definitely is nice because there were certain junglers where if you did not hit that first crab, you're essentially useless.
True.
Also, if you didn't have anything up to get rid of that shield, I mean, the Scuttle was so hard, but Follow Your Dream gonna hit a nice hook onto FaZe. So much damage is gonna come out. Ignite popped on him as well. The slow is not enough as FaZe is gonna make it out with his life.
Yeah, just a little bit of mistiming there. Follow Your Dream went in a little bit before Marco Polo was ready here. Fresh on the other side of the wall. Has a ward over it, so he knows that they're pathing towards this dragon. St. Clair can try and respond to this one. It looks like they're going to walk away. That Hextech Drake does a lot of damage early. Yo, Zephyros, not in a great spot. Does have ult available, though. Is going to go for it here. Going to pop it.
Very low on Polio, and that is going to be one. The Ignite comes down. I mean, that's the TP Ignite, right? So much damage coming out there. He's able to finish the 1v2. Levi doesn't have the damage up yet to fight that. I mean, we're only seeing just a Caulfield's on him, right?
Yeah, I mean, as you're going in for that gank in a 2v1 scenario, definitely thinking you're going to win that one, but because you have this level 6 on the Akali, she's able to dip into the Shroud, stay away from you, and then walk forward and execute with the ult. Ooh, walking forward here. Dangerous pow.
Valkyrie coming in, but Zephyros, he's just slowly makes his way out. The damage, not enough. Just a regular R to hit. No empowered here.
Zephyros barely manages to live here, and I mean, it's classic Zephyros, living on the edge, right?
Yeah, we're gonna see Fresh come in here, help his laner, shove the wave, get a nice back off. Fresh is gonna find himself caught out here, but the Warthog just barely as Levi hits a nice snipe. Meanwhile, in the top lane, we are seeing exactly what we predicted. Ricky just bullying this Cho'Gath because he can. He is playing Darius.
Oh no, the ghost. The ghost.
The ghost is
run,
coming
little
out.
Cho'Gath,
He's
run!
chasing him down, and the Q is gonna take it. Meanwhile, on the bottom side, though, Heartland taking their advantage, grabbing this first Hextech Drake, really strong stats, right? It's gonna give them some ability haste, some attack speed. Definitely going to help. That is going to translate to some more damage on the Jhin. And then the ability haste, helpful on the Corki, on just about everyone here.
Good response there. They were able to find that objective. And I don't know if you saw what I saw in that fight when Fresh went down, but Akali could have blocked the R from Corki, but instead she backflipped with the E and let Fresh get hit by it. So yeah, it's one time you definitely should tank for your teammate there. Yeah. But, I mean, in the end, you still end up getting that kill in top lane. You get a couple plates. And as long as this Darius is getting ahead, that is going to be all good for St. Clair.
Yeah. We are going to see possible shove here in the bot lane. I mean, yeah, just look at this zoning that's happening here. The bot lane is so behind right now.
And look at the CS difference again. Yeah. Verge is just completely out CSing this Jhin right now. Up almost 30 here. And it's just this gold lead that they're getting just purely off of last hits.
Yeah, and then we are going to see Polio make his way towards the bot lane here. We've seen this before, but this time, Follow Your Dream waiting to hit his hook until Polio gets there. The pillar and the hook going to go down, and that is going to be FaZe going down. The kill went to the Jhin there, so that is going to help a lot with the gold as well.
Yeah, a little bit of a boost there. They're able to get a kill back. And it's been a lot of pressure on this bot lane from the side of Heartland. They've been sending this Trundle, I think 3 or 4 ganks in the bot lane already, just 9 minutes into this game. They want to try and force this out because, I mean, right now, obviously, 20 CS ahead. That kill is going to help Jhin reclaim some of that gold difference. But realistically, I mean, if this Jinx can keep up the farm, if Burge can keep this farm lead. Oh, Polio, you're in a bad spot.
Bad spot here. Sephiroth, a lot of damage. Once again, the Ignite comes down. Marco gonna find himself dead. Follow Your Dream hits a nice R to disengage, but Sephiroth chasing him down. Another Ignite comes down from FaZe, so they are gonna be able to get that one out of that fight. But Follow Your Dream gonna get forced out into the jungle here. FaZe gets free vision.
And again, that's just one thing. Look at all the ward cover. Oh, never mind. I don't have time for that.
Once again, Ricky going to be going in. Can Sanded Lover help? No. Can he do anything? Not really. The ult is going to come out. Those bleed stacks keep going down. The lethal tempo Darius. Putting in work. ABXY. Oh, nice sidestep there. But I mean, Fresh hits the Q. I mean, he's going to be able to dash back in. Uses his R to clean up the kill there. Secure it, and they are going to be able to get a lot of plates and probably the tower here in the bot lane.
Yeah, they're losing in top. Now they're losing the bot as well. It just kind of seems like a repeat of the last game. Yes, again, it is this 2-0 Corki in the mid lane that can be this threat, but elsewhere on the map, you're just losing absolutely everything else. So for Levi in mid, it is really the only lane that is doing anything right now. Only lane that's ahead, and I mean, his Trundle's level 6.
Yeah,
Darius is level 10.
Yeah, he just has to like run in fear from Ricky right now because there isn't really much he can do. I mean, Ricky could go in, like Ricky just puts so much pressure on this jungle now with that top tower being gone. So Marco is just really not safe anywhere. We're seeing it once again. Ricky is in that jungle. We're seeing the pings come down from Marco. He needs the help there, but I think Ricky could honestly 2v1 the Cho'Gath and Marco right now. And the Trundle, I mean,
I think definitely when he gets his item here, he's going to be able to, no problem. And Cho'Gath just sitting on the Bramble Vest right now, and Tyr, he is just so down bad on the item. Stride Breaker picked up here for this Darius, and it is just this early lead that Ricky finds for himself with these solo kills. Oh, flash in here.
Flash flay, but the hook is going to miss as the Valkyrie comes out. Hook going to go down from Follow Your Dream. R going to come down. FaZe is going to fall. Sephiroth, the Shroud can't save him, but his R can. Verge going to flash away and saving his own life. But that is going to end up being 1-0. I mean, that's a free kill. Free pick for Heartland. Not bad. It helps their gold a little bit, but we are still seeing a 5k gold lead here. I mean, there was 10 plates grabbed before the 14-minute mark. Plus in mid here, that is in 11th. First tower came down as well. There's so much gold on St. Clair.
And I mean, outside of Ricky, despite the fact that the Jinx is 000, she has the most gold in the game.
Yeah.
So it's just that huge farm difference. The fact that they're able to get those plates early on, it's just so impactful and fresh. Gonna be walking in, saying that's my red buff.
Quick steal.
It's my jungle now.
Yeah, exactly. I'm loving seeing Fresh on the Lee Sin right now. I think he looks very comfortable on it. Honestly, I think he plays it better than a lot of the other picks we've seen so far.
Yeah, I definitely think his Lee Sin is definitely strong suit. Corki does have package here. Dragon is going to be up. The Infernal is awaiting in that pit, and St. Clair posturing towards it. But with this package available, Heartland can definitely try and turn this fight despite the goal difference.
Yeah, but I mean, look at the bot lane here. Like, Verge is already sitting on his Kraken Slayer. He's got a bit of attack speed as well. The Berserker trees are going to be coming in soon. Whereas the Jhin is sitting on a Noon Quiver Swifties. That's about it. The package going to come out, but there's just not enough damage. He tried his best for the steal. Follow Your Dream going to be going in. Double flay. Both of them going to dodge the Jinx ult because of it. And Polio is actually going to trade supports here. Ricky coming with so much damage. Double kill for Ricky. Verge also picks up one in that fight as well.
Yeah, again, it's just, you're so far ahead on this Darius. there's just no way for you to even fight any of these objectives. And I mean, it was a good try. You went in with a package to try and seal it, but
Yeah.
regardless, it's probably not going to end up in your favor. Insta flash out here by Santi. He's going to live. But it is just so hard for them to challenge any of these objectives that St. Clair want to take because they're just so far ahead.
Yeah, I think the Corki, like, just burning the package on that, I think it's the best option they had. Meanwhile, Ricky hits once again another pull onto Sandit Lover. But that is so much damage, but the shutdown goes to the Nautilus. Meanwhile, Fresh gonna pick up Polio, and Verge just absolutely melting Follow Your Dream here as he runs away behind his tower.
If there's anyone that was going to get that shutdown, it definitely should not have been Nautilus. But, I mean, regardless, they do pick up a little bit of extra gold. They do get the shutdown there, and mid turret does go down for it. It is a little something. At least there's a little bit of hope, but you have to, even if you go late game, I still think it's going to be so tough to play against this team because Ricky's going to be so far ahead for the next 20 minutes of this game. There's just no real way for anyone to fight him.
Yeah, I mean, 4-1 and 3. We're already seeing him set his sights on this top lane here. Once again, we're seeing Zephyros. He's got the Riftmaker already built. He's going to find his way to the bottom lane. TP not available, but then again, there isn't really an objective going to be up for any time. So, except for this Rift Herald coming up in 30, actually.
It looks like Santi going to be taking so much damage here. Sanit. I think we've been
I
saying
think
it
it's
wrong
Sanit,
the whole time.
yeah.
It's Sanit.
Sanit,
Our apologies, Sanit. But yeah, you can see he has no magic resist right now. He has tabbies, he has Ramble Vest, and that's pretty much all the armor he has and all the... He has no magic resist, so fighting this Akali in this island is actually very difficult for him.
Yeah, at this point, there's not too much he can do. Not to mention Akali's got so much healing, still has one rejuve beat as well. Ricky, though, he's going to be running away. The pillar's going to come down, knock him back. He may be able to get, like, maybe pick up a kill here, but all the CC is just barely going to miss, and he just walks away scot-free.
It is going to be very, like, if they can stack 2 or 3 people onto Ricky, it is going to be pretty tough to try and kite all that they have out. But Fresh going after Marco here. Polio going to try and walk away. Not going to go for this fight, actually. I'm kind of surprised they didn't want to go for it, considering they had pushing mid. But in the end, they will just walk away.
Fresh wants payback for that blue buff, I'm telling you.
Definitely. I mean, the Trundle pick, I don't think was amazing in this game. I don't think it had amazing impact. It did pressure bot early, but again, as a jungler, right, you kind of think of, you want to go towards your winning lanes instead of trying to shore up your losing lanes. And yes, obviously, you're losing your turret at 12 minutes in top lane and in the bot lane at the same time. So it is tough to say, okay, we're just going to abandon the side lanes and just all into the Corki. But realistically, Levi has been the only solid player for Heartland throughout these 2 games. The only player that's been ahead at any point.
Yeah,
There's going to be a fight here.
FaZe going very deep. He's going to burn the Flay, the R, and the hook, but ABXY going to fall to Verge as Follow Your Dreams hits a very nice hook, but the Blast Cone is going to be there for the save. FaZe going to make it out. Zephyr out there for the support as Fresh goes deep, kicks out the Levi. And that is going to be it. Zephyr going super deep, picking up a double kill with the ultimate.
Yeah, he baited out the kick and ended up going back in with another Q. Found a nice double. And I mean, St. Clair, again, you're up so much gold at this point in the game. You're 11k up at 17 minutes. There's no way to even try and come back in this game. And it's just going to be, in my mind, a 2-0 for St. Clair.
Yeah, honestly, we could see a 3-20 victory here with how much objectives are going down. But they are going to be able to take down Ricky in the base. Right, there is still damage on their team, keep in mind. I mean, the Jhin still can be scary should he get these items up, but Zephyros just perfectly dodging all of those as Cho'Gath going to pick up a nice shutdown on Zephyros. Verge trying his best, but all of these kills are going to come down. I mean, they got a lot of gold back, still a 10k gold lead for St. Clair.
I would say, you got 3 shutdowns and there's still a 10k gold lead, so, I mean, yes, it is a little bit of a boost for them. They do get some gold in their pockets, but realistically, still all St. Clair in this game, and looks like Follow Your Dreams might be following them. Oh, no, Lee Sin will not be following his dreams. So, 10-16 kills, gold, about 10k difference. Sandit Lover will be hooked here in mid. Fresh going to go after him, but he is pretty tanky.
Yeah, he is pretty tanky. The nice kick flash there. I think he just did that for the flex, honestly. FaZe, he's going to go golden, but that is...
Wait, I just realized FaZe has a Zhonya's.
Oh, I didn't even... I thought he just had a stopwatch.
Yeah, I
to
thought
be
so
honest.
too, but he
And
just
then I realized that he did it for a second time.
fully upgraded it. So I mean, it's pretty decent considering he wants to all in. But it's not like it's not like a Cannon buys lasagnas and then he all ins and then he Zanyas and he ults around him. But Thresh just like ults in, throws up his cage, and then doesn't really do anything after that. But looks like Clair will be going for this dragon, trying to get themselves a 2-1 lead in that department. And I mean, a 10k gold difference, really, really hard to come back onto. Looks like they are going to be pinging to this Baron, though.
Yeah, they are looking to flip the Baron, and it doesn't seem like Clair really knows. Oh, they know.
Oh, it's Herald. It's Herald. It's not
Oh, it
quite
is
right.
19 minutes. There's so many towers down at this point. I forgot we hadn't did 20 minutes.
Yeah, me too. I think the fact that they do end up getting the Herald, so they get the objective bounty, a little bit of gold.
600 gold to Ricky for that tower, though.
In their pocket, and yeah, like it's just gold answered everywhere on the map. But now all your outers are down. You're missing an inhibitor turret. Oh, Rocket's gonna land!
Cancel it as Zephyros is gonna go in. Alt's gonna come out to chase down ABXY, and that is gonna be 1 kill to Zephyros, 1 kill to Verge, 6-1 on Verge, 5-2 on Zephyros. I mean, just these leads keep getting larger and larger, and Heartland stuck in their base.
They had no vision of that at all. It's just Verge just tossed the Aura. You just knew. You knew something sneaky was going on in that bush. And
like someone's trying to back.
They will be able to force onto these inhibitors here. Fresh just gonna have to back off for just a minute, but they're pressuring on all sides here. And
yeah, Ricky's getting free stuff bot lane as we speak. FaZe is gonna fall, but I mean, FaZe can die as much as he wants because he is worth 0 gold at this point. Zephyros, the Shroud is gonna save his life, but the Nautilus ult actually gonna come out, and Levi is gonna pick up that with a nice R.
They're gonna have to be careful here. Like, you do have a big gold lead, but it's a lot of kills going over here, and they do have decent skilling with the Corki and with the Jhin. So, I mean, Clair, I understand what you're doing. You're going in just to try and meme, but I mean, you can't just do that for a long time because eventually it will catch up with you, and
it will for sure.
You do have all the inhibitor turrets down, but key is they did not take the inhibitors. And something that a lot of people don't understand is the fact that if you get early inhibitors, it's really hard to actually push out and end the game, right? So if you take the inhibitors, you're kind of just giving free gold to the enemy team that they can upgrade from. Looks like Fresh is going to go in mid.
Yeah, big ult coming in from Verge, going to be tanked by the Cho'Gath. Oh, Sandlover, he's stuck here. Ricky most likely going to ult him to death, and that is going to be it. He gets the reset. He's chasing him down.
Where did he come from?
Deadman's is here. Zephyros on the crazy flank. Flash coming out from Follow Your Dreams, but Ricky going to keep on chasing. Ghost is going to run out as Heartland is just forced back to their Nexus turrets. And it looks like Clair is going to go pick up this Baron. I mean, they didn't even end up getting the objective bounty off of that Herald, right?
No.
Yeah, it's a really rough game for Heartland here. Similar story to what we saw in the last game, honestly.
Yeah, I think they have to contest this Baron. I mean, I don't think they can actually get there in time. But I think Clair's just going to take this, run it down mid, and end the game. It's a 10k gold difference now, almost 13k gold difference. They're going to reset, get their items, and then there's just going to be one big final fight in mid. I mean, this Corki's really going to have to pop off in this next fight for them to have any fighting chance in this game. He's going to catch FaZe, but he's going to use the package to do so.
Yeah, not sure why FaZe stayed. Once again, going golden, but Verge not able to pick up the Corki as he's going to use that second W to get away.
He did pick up the crown, actually, on this champion. So Levi going with a little bit unorthodox build there with that crown, but it is a decent amount of burst damage that can be put out by Clair. So, I mean, not a terrible pick, but not exactly the optimal build that you would want to go.
I mean, it's working fine for Levi,
It's
right?
true. It is working fine for him.
Same thing as we saw last game.
Credit to him.
It really is, like, the rest of the team is, unfortunately, just lost their lanes, like, super hard.
Yeah. You can see the farm differences, even in the jungle, 50 farm difference. It is just kind of the side lanes around him just kind of collapsing. What to do about it? Santa getting pretty tanky, though. And, I mean, like I said, the longer this game goes, the better this Jhin and Corki are going to look because they have the long-range poke. They're going to be able to toss out a lot of those abilities and auto attacks, and you're going to be able to do a decent amount here. Yeah, he is.
Trundle has futures market.
I mean,
maybe that is the build at the time. There might be some like cheeky stuff you can do to grab an early item, But that is a rune we do not see a lot, except for specific like fringe builds that come around.
I do like Futures Market though. I do use it on a few champions. It is
cool for sure.
It's kind of like Kleptomancy, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Kleptomancy was very strong because it gave gold, but
Kleptomancy was so cool. It gave you potions and stuff.
it gave you old stuff that wasn't even in the game anymore. It was
Yeah,
a lot of fun.
mana potions. The mana potions were goaded. As Ricky gonna hit a nice pull onto Sandit once again. He is gonna fall. So much magic damage coming down, and there is no MR for him. Ricky gonna find a second one with the ult. Oh, it's actually Fresh that found that one. Verge gonna find one. A lot of kills being split around St. Clair here, but it is just Levi left. Hook gonna be found by FaZe, and that is death. Akali gonna follow him into the fountain, trade his life for that, but that will be the game. St. Clair 2-0 Heartland Community College, week 2 of cLoL. That is going to make their record 2-0 for the season.
And I think that is the best way for Verge to come into this game, right? Like they just, both games, absolutely smashed bot lane. Like farm difference was massive. We were like 6 minutes in the game and he's already up 20 CS on the other bot laner. And I mean, the first game it was against a Lux, so it was like whatever. But the second game you're playing against a legit bot lane. You're playing against a Jhin Nautilus, and you're able to get that CS lead playing on the Jinx. So I definitely think Verge looked really, really good in both these games. Ricky playing the Jackson Darius, we've seen him play these a million times. We've seen him dominate on these a million times, and he did it yet again. So not too surprising. But I think definitely seeing the versatility of St. Clair looked really, really good. Shout out to Levi though from Heartland. I think he had really good.
He played
both
fantastic.
Games. I think he played really well, and I mean St. Clair just side lanes just a lot better than not much you could do about that.
Yeah. The solo laners like we saw from Ricky, very strong there, very aggressive. Both games, he's picking up a solo kill, if not more, and then bot lane as well.
Quite a few solo kills.
Yeah, quite a few solo kills. Well, in the first game, I think he only got the one solo kill in the set before, because I believe Fresh had to come give some support for the tower dive that did come out.
But I mean, overall, still just absolute domination both of those games. And realistically, I just really didn't see a good way back into this game. Once you lose, like their rotations for St. Clair were so clean, right? You had the early Herald take, you had bot lane pressure, you go for a dive or a gank, you get the kill, you drop the Herald, then plates are gone on bot at 12 minutes. You go to top. Ricky obviously is doing Ricky things, so he has 2-3 plates down already. You push top, and you just build up like this massive gold lead. So when you get to these like early to mid game fights, you're just 4K, 5K, 6K ahead. So you have all these items, and there's just not much you can do if you're Heartland.
Like, I want to say they picked up like 12 plates in that game right there.
It was ridiculous.
Like that's so much gold. That's over what 1,200. That's at least like 1,500 goldish if I'm doing my mental math right. That is a lot of gold.
It's a lot.
Sure, like just off of the plates, off the turret plates. Not to mention the first turret gold, the gold that you actually get from taking down the turrets, all the CS leads, like just so much. Very like micro gapping them over time, and then just finding these kills when they can.
Yeah, definitely St. Clair's game. Both of these ones going up 2-0 now in cLoL. Definitely a really good look for them. Heartland going to drop to 1-1. Definitely still a respectable record, but St. Clair now on the 2-0. They got a streak going now. They want to keep it going into next week. And I mean, for me, I think Verge looked really, really good on this roster, and it's a good look for St. Clair because now that we have all these players available for coaches and players and teams to choose from, you can't just plug and play to people's strengths. And I mean, for teams against St. Clair, it's like, who are they going to play? What do we ban, right? Like, it gives you kind of a little bit more variety and a little bit more options in how you want to play out the drafts.
Yeah, definitely. I think having the subs in there. Yeah, I mean, look at the Corki damage here. I mean, Levi playing fantastic in both games. But yeah, the Verge's damage very high there as well. Zephyron and Ricky always going to be up there as well.
And I definitely think, again, shout out to Levi. They played really, really well for the team. It's tough when you go down so much gold early on in the game. Your side lanes are collapsing around you. You don't really get to turn that gold into anything. Even the solo kill that he picked up early on in that game, by the time he gets back to lane, his top laners died already and his bot lanes died already. So it's tough, right? But all credit to St. Clair. Really, really clean games. Really good shot calling. And looking forward into the season, I think they're going to do pretty well in cLoL. These first 2 weeks have looked amazing for them so far.
Yeah, for sure. Just to wrap it up here, we are going to go give a quick shout out to our sponsors, starting off here with Crunchyroll. Get a 14-day premium free trial at crunchyroll.com/saints. Anime is going crazy right now. I said that last night.
Big time.
I mean, if you're not watching anime at this point, you should be. And then moving on to our next sponsors, we've got Tim Hortons, Subway, the St. Clair SRC, and St. Clair College Alumni Association.
Shout out our merch too. Can't forget about our merch.
Of course, get your St. Clair Saints merch. I got my hoodie on today. I had the crew neck on yesterday, but we got everything there. We got track jackets, we got jerseys, we got all kinds of hoodies, t-shirts, hats, masks. They even got flags. Like they got everything up there. Yeah, there are flags.
Maybe it's my next investment. Flag, Saints flag. Acquire.ca/Saints. That is going to wrap it up for this stream. St. Clair take the series 2-0, and they go up 2-0 for their record in cLoL. And I can't wait to see what else they've done, because so far, I think, except for that one game yesterday, they've looked so good as a cohesive unit and as a team.
Yeah.
Like, even against their game against Bay State, the fact that they end up coming back and winning that game, and today just obviously some really, really solid wins against Heartland. They're looking so good, and I think looking forward, the roster change that happened is looking pretty solid, and I think they're definitely looking really good as a cohesive unit.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, fresh in the jungle is looking great.
Yeah.
But that is going to be it for today. We are going to wrap it up. Tomorrow we have Rocket League. Rocket League is tomorrow.
CRL East qualifiers, number one.
Very exciting.
And both teams are playing, right? Ooh.
Yeah, don't forget to catch Green and Gold Rocket League tomorrow.
But that is going to wrap us up. Thank you all for coming out. I hope you all have a great Saturday and rest of your weekend. Go Bengals, go Rams. Those are my choices. But everyone have a good day, and go Saints. With a 10 CS lead, that is going to get scarier and scarier as this game goes on.
Yeah, we do see Zephyros opt for the magic resist as well, so it looks like he is going to, he's still going to be playing for these long trades. As Sandflower forced to flash away, and Ricky going to follow him with his own flash and pick up the kill. Lux ult, but Zephyros is going to go down to the Syndra. Ricky here to help with the cleanup, and Follow Your Dream's going to be forced to flash out. Oh, big Lux Q, and Fresh is going to fall to the Syndra. And can Ricky do
triple stun.
Triple stun. Marco Polio going down. Ricky, can he find ABXY? No, he can't. Sanded Lover gets hit by that R, and Marco Polio, he's super low. Second, all Ricky out. Marco Polio going to pick up the kill as Zephyros. Zephyros takes down ABXY before the ultimate can come off. And Verge, he's going to be chasing down Levi here. This could be big. That is going to be a double kill for Zephyros. Fresh, though.
Silas coming in from the side, though.
Huge Everfrost as the R is going to come in. ABXY just barely lives, but Silas going to clean him up as Fresh is picking up a kill on the Amumu. So much damage here. Can Follow Your Dreams make it out? No, Fresh is going to burn the R to find him. Sanded Lover goes down as well. Fresh, can he find him? Here? He can. The W is going to come out. Massive stun from the Amumu. It's going to let them pick up FaZe, but Fresh is in there deep. He's going to pick up Marco Polio. Zephyros also in there deep. Levi going to go down, and that is going to be a ace. Only losing Fez on the St. Clair side.
Yeah, at this point, you're up, almost 15k gold. Or if you're Heartland, that's why they were able to get a pick there. But realistically, you're just down so many items, so much gold. You got to go back to the drawing board. And, at this point, you're just looking at game 2 and trying to figure out where you went wrong and how to fix it.
Yeah, the game's over here. I mean, the Rift Herald, he's going to be dancing with
Shelly. Dancing Shelly. Dancing Shelly. Dancing Shelly. There.
And Marco is going to find it. Fresh. He's going to chase him down, but FaZe and Verge can't rotate in time. And
he landed.
Is that the kill? The Ignite is going to be burned off of Zephyros. And Levi picks up first blood.
That's
Zephyros. Marco fighting with Fresh once again. I mean, he steals the AD from Fresh, right? He's going to chase him down. Can Fresh move away? The flash is going to come out, but Ricky is here for the support. Cho'Gath going to hit the knock-up on Ricky.
Ricky got him with the hook.
Pull. Can Fresh live? Fresh is going to pick up.
Zephyros living on the edge, right?
Yeah, we're going to see Fresh come in here, help his laner, shove the wave, get a nice back off. Fresh is gonna find himself caught out here, but the Warthog just barely.
Oh, no.
As Levi hits a nice snipe. Meanwhile, in the top lane, we are seeing exactly what we predict, but there is just not enough damage. He tried his best for the steal. Follow Your Dream going to be going in. Double flay. Both of them going to dodge the Jinx ult because of it, and Polio is actually going to trade supports here. Ricky coming with so much damage. Double kill for Ricky. Verge also picked the Corky, like just burning the package on that. I think it's the best option they had. Meanwhile, Ricky hits once again another pull onto Sanded Lover. But that is so much damage, but the shutdown goes to the Nautilus. Meanwhile, Fresh gonna pick up Polio, and Verge just absolutely very nice hook, but the Blast Cone is gonna be there for the save. Faye's gonna make it out. Zephyros there for the support as Fresh goes deep, kicks out the Levi, and that is gonna be it. Zephyros going super deep, picking up a double kill with the ultimate.
Yeah, he baited out the
fall, but I mean, FaZe can die as much as he wants because he is worth 0 gold at this point. Zephyros, the Shroud is gonna save his life, but the Nautilus ult actually gonna come out, and Levi is gonna pick up that with a nice heart.
They're gonna have to be careful here. Like, you do have a big gold lead, but
shit. The mana potions were goaded. As Ricky gonna hit a nice pull onto Sandit. Once again, he is gonna fall. So much magic damage coming down, and there is no MR for him. Ricky gonna find a second one with the ult. Oh, it's actually Fresh that found that one. Verge gonna find one. A lot of kills being split around St. Clair here, but it is St. Clair 2-0 Heartland Community College, week 2 of cLoL. That is going to make their record 2-0 for the season.
And I think that is the best way for Verge to come into this game, right? Like, they just, both games, absolutely smashed bot lane. Like, farm difference was massive. We were like 6 minutes in the game, and he's already up 20.